In troubled Bashar community of Wase local government area of Plateau State have turned out in their large numbers to welcome the Chief of Army Staff specialist troops deployed to the areas. The locals believe this deployment will bring relief to the community, which they say is now prone to terrorist attacks. Funom Joshua has the story.
Locals from Bashar community of Wase Council area are in high spirits as they turn out in their large numbers to celebrate the arrival of Chief of Army Staff Special Forces to the area. For years, Wase local government area of Plateau State has remained one of the flashpoints of violent attacks in north-central Nigeria. Communities in the area have repeatedly suffered raids by armed groups, leading to loss of lives, destruction of farmlands, displacement of residents, and disruption of socio-economic activities. In response to the rising security concerns, the federal government, in collaboration with the Plateau State government, has intensified efforts to restore peace and stability across troubled communities. The deployment of 300 special forces by the Nigerian Army forms part of a broader strategy to dismantle armed groups, protect civilians, and rebuild confidence in affected areas. The former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Ahmed Idris Wase, has facilitated the move, as well as providing a temporary operational camp for the troops, alongside relief materials, including food items and other logistics to support their mission.
In everything we are going to support you. If there's anything that you need support from the community, we are ever ready. But any criminal, if you fetch him, you deal with him decisively.
Because today we have understood clearly that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is ready to fight banditry and kidnapping in this country. We are also happy to say that the governor of Plateau State, Barrister Caleb Mutfan, is a man of action and a listening person as far as curtailing this issue is concerned. And we are grateful to our son, Right Honorable Ahmed Idris, for seeking this intervention. Recently, he raised a motion of urgent public importance and as regard to banditry and terrorism around our own area.
With renewed military presence and growing community support, residents of Wase are hopeful that the long cycle of violence will give way to peace and stability. Many say their greatest expectation is simple: to live without fear and rebuild their communities. Funom Joshua, TVC News, Bashar, Wase local government area, Plateau State.
Funom Joshua joins me on News from State. Funom, as you said, Bashar community turned out in their numbers to welcome the troops. But what does that reception tell us about the level of insecurity residents have been facing?
Thank you very much. That event, brought hope, trust, and the belief that Bashar community, it's not abandoned as been perceived by the locals here. For years, they've been passing through this challenge of insecurity, despite several efforts by the government to tackle it. But then this development, it's with what we've seen and hearing from the locals, now they can sleep with their two eyes closed. Now they can go back to their farming activities. Of course, the agrarian communities now. But then prior to this development, they've suffered series of attacks that make them to abandon their farming activities. To some of them are, in different internally displaced camp. But then the come of this development, what we've seen now, they are so much happy and they are believing that they will go back to their farming activities, and also for their children that for a long time they've not been going to school or as it's been expected. Now they can go back to their these activities and other development within the community. So generally, the coming of these 300 troops, special troops to Bashar community, gave them a hope that the community now will continue to develop as it's been expected.
Absolutely.
They've been part of the communities in place that we see so much of the food coming from that angle. But then prior to this development, these are no longer seen from. So this development is giving them hope that they will go back to their normal activities. And
Absolutely.
life will be better for them.
Absolutely. A peaceful society is where development actually thrives. Funom Joshua, thank you.